Hey everyone, welcome to Wall Mobility for your hips. Today I'm going to take you through 3 techniques to mobilize your hips. And so we're going to do 3 that are kind of the most crucial, the most essential, and easily done at home. Today what you'll need is potentially a mat. You can go off the floor, that's fine, but I would encourage the use of a fitness mat. Secondly, grab your foam roller. That's going to be used for balance. We're actually not going to do any rolling today. And then you potentially may want, say, like a balance pad or an AbMat if you have that at home. It's just going to help for technique number 3 that has you up on one knee. I will show you scaling options, so either way, we're going to make this work. All right, technique number 1, we're going to spend 2 to 3 minutes doing this one. This is called a wall squat. So what I'd like you to do is go ahead, come onto your back. And so for the first 2 techniques, including this one, you're going to be on your back. You want to get as close to the wall as you can, okay? This is going to be different for everyone, but you want to make sure that your back stays on the ground. You can go ahead and do this with me. I'll help you make adjustments as we go. And so this is really simple. It's not going to feel like much in the beginning, but once you get into this position, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Notice my butt is down. Knees and toes are going to be in line here. So you want to make sure the toes are straight up at all times, okay? From here, I'm just going to put my hands inside my thighs. I'm just going to gently push out, okay? With this, try to keep your big toe down on the wall and keep the weight on the outside of your feet, okay? The heel should be on the wall. If you start to turn your feet out, you're not going to feel as much. Keep the toes straight, vertical towards the ceiling, okay? Let's go ahead, breathe. All you're going to do is gently walk the feet out occasionally. So the wider you go, the more that's going to intensify this hip mobilization, okay? Hands are inside the knees, just gently pushing out. It's really important. You want to make sure you get a full 2 minutes here. You're going to see as I loosen up, I scoot a little closer to the wall now. I reset the feet and feels really good. Hopefully you're feeling the same thing I am. Again, if anything ever feels like it's painful, if you shouldn't be there, then I want you to back it off, okay? Pain is not the goal whenever we're doing mobility. We're just trying to get ourselves in a better position. Got probably about another minute here. Always gently push inside these inner thighs. You're going to feel a big time groin stretch here as well as potentially outside on the hips. Okay? Let's just keep holding that stretch. You're going to see I'm going to take it out even a little wider now. Whew. All right, let's take it just a little bit further. You can scoot the hips in one last time. You can see now that I've loosened up, I'm able to get all the way to the wall. Again, if that's not you, it's okay. Just hang in that position. This is a great technique if you haven't guessed. If you've had a day with a lot of squats, say in your lean workout that you've taken with me, then what you want to do is go right into some hip mobility like this, whether it's hip mobility that's away from the wall or this wall squat, just a nice, simple technique. All right, that was a good 2-3 minutes there. Whew. What I want you to do is go ahead, put those legs up the wall. Amber loves to do this in her yoga classes. You can just go ahead and throw it up there for a second now. If you want to point and flex those toes for a second, take a little breather. You'll feel that the hips hopefully feel a little bit looser at this portion. What we're going to do is we're going to transition into technique number 2, okay? With this technique, you're going to bring the legs back down, and then you're just going to scoot away from the wall, okay? With this, you want to make sure that your lower back stays down again, just like we did on that first mobilization. You'll start by crossing the right leg over the left, all right? And so you'll see my toe is still aligned towards the top of the ceiling, knee is in line with that toe, and then from here, ladies and gentlemen, hand goes on the knee, hand goes in back of the foot, and then you're just going to push away. And then kind of pull that foot in. Don't overpress here. Let's just hold this one 5 to 10 seconds. And then you can gently back it off. What we're going to do is let's spend at least 1 to 2 minutes here. I want to make sure that you can get this in. I know that taking the time to do 3 mobility techniques is sometimes a lot to ask. So thanks for hanging in there with me. right, you see I'm just relaxing, then I'm going back in. Just like the wall squat, you can adjust your hips in a little bit more to intensify the stretch. This is sort of kind of like a wall figure 4 stretch. So we know the figure 4. This one allows you to kind of get in there without as much of a hassle. Yeah, just kind of zone out, focus on your breath. The more you breathe in any type of mobility, the more the body's going to release. Just about 30 more seconds here. What should you feel? You should feel a big stretch outside of the side of the hip this time. Maybe out those biscuits, okay? Remember, that's technical for your butt. Whew, just hang in there. Last little bit. All right, guys, that's a good 1 to 2 minutes. You're going to see me throw the legs back up. This is always cool. You can see, like, test, retest, my leg's actually a little longer than the left leg. So pretty wild on that. You always want to look for noticeable change, okay? I'm going to scoot back a little bit to change legs. And so what you'll see me do here is now the left leg, the left ankle, is going to come just below that knee, okay? And so, you might feel one side's tighter than the other. I'm a righty, so sometimes my left side will compensate. That's very common. When you get a formal mobility screen, you can sort of see your symmetries. Symmetry just means one side is different than the other side. From here, we're doing the same technique. Hand comes behind the foot and then just push away. Oof. Okay, just on and off, just like the last leg, pulling back, pushing away. All right, pretty good. Let's scoot in a little bit more now. Go ahead, come on in with me. Again, only scoot in as far as you can keep your lower back down. There's no prizes for how mobile you get today. From here, let's go ahead about another 30 seconds. Keep breathing. All right, go ahead, just give it one more last contraction and push away. You can pull that foot in. Oh, really just externally rotating that hip. The hip tends to get really glued up from something we do called sitting. So this is always something you could just kick down and do in the evening time while you're watching TV. Maybe that's what you're doing right now. All right, so I'll go legs back up the wall to test, retest. And they should be about sequential again. Okay, we do have one other technique today. We've done 2 techniques. We did the wall squat, and then what we just did there was called the figure 4 wall stretch, okay? We're going to kind of flip over here onto our tabletop position. And so take your time. When you've been on your back for even 5 or 10 minutes, even breathing and stretching like that, oh, whoa, my hips feel a lot better. Hopefully you notice that just turning over as well. This last stretch is going to involve some of those tools, so if you have them close by, great. I'm going to use the foam roller primarily for balance, okay? And so I'm going to position this once I get into what's called the couch stretch today. We are doing the couch stretch off the wall. Important takeaways here is that this is a pretty intense one, so I'm going to show you a few different levels. The foot will have a tendency to cramp on this, so please, please, please go slowly. If this one's not right for you at this time, no big deal. But trust me, this is maybe the most beneficial of the 3 that I'm showing you today. The other thing you might want to do, if you do have the pad, is place this pad nice and close to the wall like so. And so I'm going to start on the left leg just since it's closest to you at this juncture. And so you're going to see me place the knee, and I'm going to try to make sure my foot stays in line with the knee. This is pretty crucial. Then you're going to want to make sure that the hip is neutral away from you. Sometimes people will go like this. Sometimes they'll turn away. Let's keep that hip in a very good position. My other knee is going to be nice and in line, even though it's forward. And so from here, if you got that foam roller, just kind of place the roller. Notice what I'm going to do is I'm going to be pushing down in this back leg. Ooh. This is a very intense stretch. You're going to feel it all in the hip flexor and then the quad. I want you to just hang out here. We're going to hang for at least a minute and a half, okay? I know that feels like a long time, but when we're doing mobility, less is more. So choosing 2 to 3 techniques versus doing 10 very, very quickly is actually more important. Keep holding there. I know it's getting real. You're getting an ankle mobilization at the same time that you're working on the hip. If you ever get tired, come down to here. This is actually a little bit more effective sometimes. Keep the back in a good position. You see I'm not doing weird things. Always keep the back in a good position. Whew. I'm going to go back to the roller. That just seems to work a little bit better for me. And now for our more advanced participants at home, you can always bring that foot up, okay? I kind of jumped right into that. Don't think that that's what everyone can necessarily do or should do. And so you can come here. It just intensifies the couch stretch. We're going to take just 30 more seconds, okay, on this leg. We obviously have to do both legs. Again, we're coming up about to the 10-minute mark, so thanks for hanging in there with me. All right, give it 10 more seconds. You can do it. All right, that's probably good there. You can come out of our coveted couch stretch. Whew. Just take it a second there if you need to sit on your ankles, if you just need to take a break. You could even go into, say, child's pose for a second. Totally fine. Take a little breather. All right, you probably feel a little awkward. Let's make sure we fix the other side now. So you're going to see me just slide the balance pad over. Again, if you don't have the balance pad at home, you are absolutely fine. This time what you're going to see is I'm going to place that left leg forward, and then I'm going to put the right knee back, okay? So with that, I just want you to make sure that you're finding the right position for you. For this, I can already feel that it's a little bit tighter for me. So I'm going to kind of find the position that works best. Notice that if I'm on that balance pad, the leg's going to come to the side, the left leg. And so from here, not feeling too bad yet. Let's just kind of hang here for a second. I'll bring the foam roller over. Whew. Oh, yeah. Just pushing down. All right, very intense. I know I maybe make it look just a tad easier than most may. That's okay. Wrist can get a little tired. Shake it out. You can go to just the hands down. Keep pushing back. We're going to take it up a level here in a second. If this, again, is too easy for you, always move right up to level 2. You witnessed that on the other leg where you could step this leg up, okay? All right, probably about that time. You're going to see I'm going to bring this leg up. Woo! Okay. All right, just kind of hanging on here. Whew. Definitely notice a little difference from the other side. How about you? Okay. Do note my foot is in line and back. Make sure that toe, sometimes it'll do some weird things. Also note my knee is all the way against the wall. Classically, a lot of people will bring the knee too far away. Okay, make sure you're in the right position. All right, 30 more seconds here, guys. You're doing great. This is technique number 3 for our hip mobility off the wall. Whew. I may have mentioned, can't remember. This is something you can do quick off couches, like even at work. If you want to, creep someone out at your next work meeting, just hop into a couch stretch. It's really, really beneficial if you're doing a lot of sitting. Your hip flexors, your quads, your psoas, those are the muscle groups that tend to get a little bit shorter. So feel free, look on Interactive for more techniques that address the quads and the hip flexors or other hip mobility routines, just because it's super beneficial to get full circle all around every side of that hip. All right, I'm going to come out of that one. Whew. We're just going to check back in with those hips. Oh, man, I don't know about you, but those 3 techniques really worked it out. You got the wall squat, then you went into the figure 4 to get the glutes and that external hip. Then at the end, we hit that couch stretch, the front of the hip flexors. Well done today. Thanks for taking the time to do hip mobility off the wall.